Thank you.
All right, how about this? What led you to your decision of selling our patches through a network marketing company?
Yeah, so, actually, probably like many of you, your first experience with networking may not have really been that good. I was in college, and a friend of mine was going to go to a network marketing meeting on water filters, right? This would have been back in the 80s. So I joined him, and they were trying to get me to sign up into this company. So I was asking them these technical questions about the water filter. I wanted to know, how the silver that was in the carbon block, how it was actually deposited in there and how it wasn't going to get into the drinking water. And they couldn't answer the question for me, so I didn't join. So I went through a number of different businesses that I owned that were all successful. And I had a company in Georgia with a group of guys. This was our office was up in Dahlonega, site of the gold rush. So we were very fortunate. We were very close to where the Army Rangers trained. And what we were doing was developing survival equipment for the U.S. Navy. And the type of people that I would give presentations to were PhDs from MIT and Stanford and those type of places. And so the idea of putting this product into networking seemed silly. I was really looking for a more traditional way to go. So I was looking into advertising on TV. I met with the CEO of GNC, so we're looking at going retail. And then I met a fellow that was interested in investing money into LifeWave, but he couldn't understand the science. So he hired a medical doctor who is a scientist to interview me. And over a course of 2 days, we spent 6 hours on the phone, and we quickly became friends. And he said, you need to speak with Dr. Carl Merritt. He's a very well-known medical doctor and biomedical engineer out in California. So I spoke with Dr. Merritt. And Dr. Merritt was an advisor to Coach Richard Quick at Stanford University. Now, Richard was a 6-time U.S. Olympic swim coach and probably the most famous Olympic swim coach in the history of swimming. So about 3 weeks after meeting that initial person, I was putting patches on Olympic athletes. And that all happened from networking. So I thought, this is a product that has to go through networking. If it sits in a retail store, nobody is going to understand what this product does. So I would say it became really self-evident that networking was the way to go.
Now, so you didn't have a good experience, and you probably were saying you didn't really want to put it through a network. Is that kind of what you were thinking at first? Before you had the aha moment,
yeah,
you were kind of negative on the idea.
Yeah, it's what I found as an inventor is that God will open doors. And when we develop something in our labs, you can always kind of feel God at work in a certain direction. So you'll work on a project and things don't go well, right? The project is difficult, you're having a problem getting supplies, the timing is really off, and it's like, okay, this is like a resistance and I shouldn't be going in that direction. On the other hand, there are other projects that we work on where everything goes right. And it's like, okay, I'm meant to go in this direction. So it was very much this way with networking. The talks with GNC were okay, not really perfect. Looking at advertising on radio and TV didn't really make sense. And everything going in the direction of networking was just unbelievably smooth. Every door opened up. And so I thought, okay, this is the direction that God wants me to go in with this. So it became an easy decision.